Hi guys, good afternoon everyone. How are you doing? All keeping well, I hope. Right, so continuing on from Wednesday evening when things went a bit tits up, shall we say. What I'm going to be doing is carrying on with the blank, doing some colouring. Um, if anybody wants to join in, this piece is going to get auctioned off during the show. To go towards. In fact, I'll bring Scott in. I'll let Scott tell you about that and where to do stuff from. Good afternoon, Scott.
Hello, Wayne. How are you?
I'm well. I'll
How's
just change
everyone
my, I'll
out
just
there in
change
the
my
chat?
camera while you're chatting.
So, where's the money going to? This has all gone a bit mad, and I can't thank the makers community enough. You know, it started off. Chris Fisher turned a bowl. We were joking around. Someone said, and Chris and Nicola have donated 70 quid. We sold a bowl last night in my live for 50 quid. And several people have come in and offered. So all the money is going to my crewmate's family. Ian served 32 years for the London Ambulance Service, and 3 weeks ago succumbed to COVID. Fit, healthy man has left a wife and 2 kids behind. So as a station, we're trying to raise as much money as we can to support them, to get his kids through uni. He was really proud of his 2 boys, so as much as we can raise, brilliant.
Right, Scott, do you want to type something in the chat and I can make you a moderator and you can stick the link into the page?
Yeah.
Page.
So we've set up a Just Giving page, and at the moment that's set at 15 grand. We're up to, I think it's about just under 11. As much as we can raise for Ian's family, through what he's given over 32 years, I think it's only fair. And as I say, last night I had people donating stuff, offering to send stuff this morning. So I can't thank the makers community enough. It's not what I intended to do. Making's my hobby. If I can make a little bit of money out of it, but the support that you guys are offering is fantastic. And I've got a telephone call with the boss this afternoon, and I'm going to let him know all about it.
Excellent. Right, I'll stick you back in the background, Scott, and we'll get on and do some turning. This might take a little bit longer than an hour. I'm just about in the dark here because I'm finding when I've got all my usual lights on, I get a hell of a lot of glare going onto the bowl, so you can't really see it that well. What am I turning at? I'm turning just about 1,000 there, so I'm going to carry on from where I left off the other night. I'm going to straighten off the bottom of this.
Do you want me to let you know who's in, Wayne?
Yep, can do.
So who have we got? Let's go up the top. We've got Sharon, Jay, Debbie, Baz, Mike. Real out. Didn't we say his name was Steve?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Claire. Claire, I will get your bowl in the post this afternoon. Ujamapivi.
That's Damo or Damo.
Damo. Chris Cox. YB Woodshed. Turner Steve. Dan Chapman. Ellen Meadows. Duncan. Well, loads. Grand. 28 watching, Wayne, and 10 thumbs up so far. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up for Wayne.
It's got a little bit more to take off over on this edge. It doesn't really matter because that's going to get turned away. So I'll just carry on with sorting the bottom out.
What wood is it, Wayne?
Ash.
So what's everyone been up to this morning? Are we back at work, or are we still able to get out in our workshops? I'm finishing enlarging my maker cabinet so I can get bits in there that people have sent me. The seahorse that Andy made, Wayne, that's got some little bits that should go in a fish tank. So he's going to be at home with some weeds.
Grand.
Sharon's is day off. Hi, hubby. Steve's colouring the base of a bowl before having to go to high gloss lacquer. Claire's working at home. See, I think I'd struggle if I had to work from home. I don't think I'd be disciplined enough to do it. I'd be in the workshop all day and then working all night.
See if that's gone on. Yeah, it has.
You drop that.
Yeah.
Hi, Christina Michael.
I don't know if that was actually the right one, to tell you the truth. I'll have to double check that.
Hi, Rubber Dub. I sent Chris a message the other day going, where have I been all my life without this speed sizer? It's so easy now.
I'm going to try that again.
Claire, are you phoning families or are you still doing your TikToks more? I haven't seen one for a couple of days.
I think she said last night she hadn't done one for a wee while.
I keep trying to get the kids to do it. So, wait, come and do a TikTok. Let's have a laugh. A few colleagues had done them at work.
All right.
It hasn't gone down very well. Some of the older generation, shall we say, are saying that it's not creating the right image for emergency service personnel, especially in this current time. But, you know, we're human as well, and we like to let our hairs down.
Oh, I'll tell you what, don't wait for me doing one, because it's never going to happen. Right then.
Brian's just joined.
I'll get the motor sorted.
I hope Tim's all right, Claire.
Use my smaller ball gouge. And then just use a shape scraper to do the mortise. Right, let's get this ball shaped. I'm just going to double check the chuck tightness on this. Something doesn't feel quite right. Yeah, let's tighten off.
I finally worked out how to do it, Wayne. I've popped out the chat.
All right.
Nick Hughes has just joined.
Hey, Mick.
thank you very much for your donation. Hi, Adrian. Dan Chairman, are you auctioning off the Nicola Bowl? I am going to auction off the Nicola Bowl. I will probably do the Nicola Bowl in my live next Thursday. No, I'll tell you what, actually. I'm live tomorrow lunchtime. So we'll do it then. How does that sound? That's what we'll do. So 1 o'clock tomorrow I'm live. Sorry, Wayne, for hijacking your live.
You grand? Thanks for the super chat, Rob. All donations are much appreciated. I've left that in the house. No, I haven't. I got some money from YouTube this month and was able to go out and buy the Simon Hope carbon jig.
Very
so that
nice.
bit slots into the tool banjo. The chuck with the piece on screws onto the top, and I can just stand here at a very nice height to do carving and painting and other stuff like that. And that's purely come through the super chats that I've received. And obviously the advertising that goes onto my channel as well.
Is it easy to get the money out of YouTube, Wayne? Once
Sorry?
you get there. Is it easy to get your super chats out of YouTube once you get there? Or
Right, it goes through Google AdSense, something called Google AdSense, and they'll let you know around about the 10th of the month how much you've made that month, and it gets paid into your bank account on around about the 26th of the month.
that's good.
But to tell you the truth, you've got to have a huge following and have lots of people watching before you can actually make any money.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near, but it is what it is. Oh, my chat's frozen for some reason. Let's go back into YouTube. Okay.
Right, Rob. The reason that I'm turning fast is that I'm wanting to finish piece out of this within this live session. You are basically doing turning as a hobby. You're learning at the moment. There's no need to try and get fast. Just enjoy what it is you're doing.
You've got to turn at a speed you're comfortable with, haven't you? So some stuff I'll turn fast, other tough stuff. So the 14-inch bow I did the other day, I had the lathe on the lowest setting while I did that.
Yeah. other thing you've got to remember as well is that I've got a 2 horsepower motor driving this lathe. It's a very heavy lathe. It's a very sturdy lathe. So I can do faster speeds with bigger pieces on. Oh, cheers, Scott. Much appreciated. So there is that as well. If you're using the sort of a craft, this is a trade lathe. It's the Axminster. It's a trade lathe. So it's built better, stronger motor. If you're using a craft lathe, something like that, you're not going to be able to turn as fast.
Chris, you've got your fingers t-shirt before I've come on. I'm glad they're starting to come out now, though.
Oh, Mike's in. Good afternoon, Mike. Nice to see you in.
I did read my account.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, Mike Wald?
Oh, no. I didn't see Mike pop in.
Yes, it's the other half of the Flying Goblet Brothers.
That almost sounds like another t-shirt one.
Right, that's it sanded to 240. Just give it a quick dust off.
Did Mike have a flying piece in his live the other night?
He did.
But then we've all been there.
Right, I'm using chestnut acrylic spray-on sand and sealer on this. It doesn't really matter what you use when doing this type of thing. You can use acrylic, you can use cellulose, you can use shellac, you can use your own homemade stuff, whatever. It doesn't really matter when doing this part.
Are you right if I share the link for the Fingers Club t-shirt one?
Yeah, carry on.
So these t-shirts are a bit of fun. I think I come up with, but all the profit that I make from these is not a lot. But that's all going to Ian as well. Oh, Nick's got to pop out. Got to go shopping again.
Okay. Probably going to come back with another pair of shorts then.
Steve SK's just joined. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve. Right, at this stage, if I was just wanting to put a finish straight on top of the sand and sealer, I'd knock this back with one of the... I'll put them down if I can find them. One of the Web Brax pads, Scotch-Brite pads, whatever you want to call them. I'd knock it back with that and then put the finish on. But I am going to be using Yorkshire Grit. So seeing as how that's an abrasive paste, you don't really need to knock the sand and sealer back. So stick the paste on while the piece is stationary.
I'm waiting for Glyn to pop up now you've mentioned Yorkshire Grit.
Usually happens.
He's not feared yet.
Mind you, looking at the photographs that he put on Facebook yesterday, he seems to be very, very busy at the moment, getting orders done.
Oh, Elaine's joined. Hi, Elaine.
And he is in that unit himself now, doing all the production work.
Did he make all the Yorkshire Grit himself then?
Oh yes, it's all done himself. Oh why? Start the lathe off as slow as you can. Use the piece of paper that you applied it with and start rubbing it in. A Yorkshire Grit is made up of mineral oil, beeswax, and a substance called rotten stone, and that's the abrasive within the paste. And what happens when you're rubbing it in is that the rotten stone breaks down, it becomes finer and finer and finer. So eventually, when all of it is used up, go onto a clean pad, turn the speed up a bit, carry on rubbing it in, and eventually when all the rotten stone is used up and has become as fine as it can, you will have gone from 240 grit, which is what I sanded to, and using the Yorkshire grit, you will have an equivalent grit of around about between 800 and 1,000 grit with the Yorkshire grit original.
Cool.
If you want to go, in fact, sorry.
Mike's popping off.
Okay, Mike. Cheers,
See you
mate.
later.
Thanks for coming in, Mike. Appreciate it. If you want to go finer, use the the Yorkshire Grit Microfine, and that will take it up to well over 2,000 equivalent grit.
There we go, Wayne. I said it was going to happen. You'd mention Yorkshire Grit, and if by magic, Glenn appears.
Hey, Glenn. I've just gone through the process with the grit. So you're late. Oh, Paul, look what's in. Hiya, Paul. How are you? Right, so that's the Yorkshire Grit done. And for this one, I'm going to be using microcrystalline wax as a finish.
Rubber Dubs just sent you a super chat. He says he's got to go back to the workshop. He'll catch you in the next live.
Cheers, mate. Much appreciated.
Are you earworming for Stace tonight, Wayne? Or
I've got no idea. Yeah, I was just saying how busy, just before you came in, Glenn, I was just letting everybody know how busy you are and that you are there by yourself and producing everything.
I'm going to have to order some more. Doing all these lives now, I'm going through it like no tomorrow. But it works, so I like it. Mike saying Glenn's gritty senses were tingling. $420 tins going out today. That's good. It's because we're all in our.
There's peas in the house.
Yeah. Oi, oi.
Question.
Right, question. So, Rob, I have Hampshire Sheen pre-finned sanding sealer, microcrystalline wax, and gloss finishing wax. Do I use them in that order? I don't know about you, Wayne. I normally put on the gloss and then the microcrystalline.
Yes, that's the way around I do it. Yes, sand and sealer first, put on the gloss wax after that, and then put the microcrystalline on. The reason you use microcrystalline is that it's hard wearing and it's got less chance of actually showing up fingerprints. So that's the bottom done. I'll just flip that round, get it back on the lathe.
There's a problem in this workshop, Wayne.
It's called
all the benches have got stuff on. There's nowhere for the kettle.
Right, that's centralised, lined up, ready just to clean the top off. So what I'm going to do on the top, obviously this is going to be coloured. It's going to be coloured using Joe Sonia's iridescent paints. I was going to show a number of different techniques doing this, but seeing as how if anybody wants to join in with the auction, if anybody is wanting to bid for this particular bowl, I'm just going to use one technique. So I'll probably do a cosmic clouds type of effect on this one.
Very nice.
So I'll just clean off the top. I'll probably put a little bit of shape on here.
JP saying, what's the word of the afternoon?
We haven't got one yet, JP.
No, we haven't come up with one yet.
Right,
and am I on Jaffas? No, I'm not on Jaffas. I am on the new McVitie's cherry bakewell flavoured digestives. And they're wrong.
Yeah, totally.
Glyn, I've got 14,000 square foot and no free horizontal surface.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
It's because I've only got one workbench to work on, and because I've got the maker's cabinet on there and the laptop on there. So I've got the kettle balancing on the bin just so I can make a coffee. If I burn myself, I drink myself. What have I missed there?
Just take the sharp edge off. Have a look at that.
What have I missed there? I come in on the end of
I don't know.
Hobby Turner, supporting secondary school kids. I'm waiting for home emails. My take on interesting grammar and meaning. Yeah, I do take my hat off to all the teachers that are working from home at the moment.
I'm just going to take one pass going towards the outside, and the reason I'm doing that is that I've been going in from that side. Now, as you can see, the grain direction on this is going across the way here. Okay, so when I'm actually going in that way, I'm hitting on the end grain, which that's what's causing all this tear out. So I'm cutting actually against the grain on these two surfaces here. So with me starting to go from the outside, from the inside and working towards the outside, I'm actually cutting with the grain. So I'm pressing the grain fibers down, which means I'm going to end up with less tear out.
Rob, question. How on earth do you open the sanding sealer? Twist the lid off. Or failing that, get a set of grip. Oh, Glyn doesn't recognise my voice. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's Scott Glyn, the Blue Light Turner. Returning the favour for Wayne as he's my resident earworm.
And that has taken out all of the tear out that I had. So that's ready for sanding now. So this time, seeing as how it's going to get coloured, I will be sanding up to 400 on this one. There's not a hell of a lot of tool marks on here, so it's going to just be a quick pass with the 80. Now we'll go to the 120.
What makes your sanding pad on there, Wayne?
My sanding pads, these are Simon Hope ones. Are you talking about the disc itself or the actual pad?
Yeah, the actual Arbery pad bit in the drill.
The Simon Hope ones.
Simon Hope. Okay.
Yeah. And rather than having to change the discs all the time, I have one of these for each grit.
Yep.
That's the 240. And just to finish off.
Yeah, Rob, as Alice has just said there, punch a hole in it, and then I use the screwdriver and just pop the rest of it out.
Right. If the sanding sealer cap is stuck because it's been opened and then being closed again with some sanding sealer on the threads, pour some boiling water over the cap.
I think they're talking about, you know, when you get the new bottles.
Oh, right, okay. Right,
Add that little inner cap.
Yes. Stab it with a small screwdriver.
Hobby Turner. I think Glyn Senior has a bank of computers with every live set up and playing. How else can he be everywhere when the demonstrators just say Yorkshire Grit? That's what it is, Wayne. I'm not saying Yorkshire Grit loud enough when I'm using it.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Right, so it's been sanded before. What I'm going to do now is just make sure, seeing how it's going to get painted, I'm going to make sure all the grain is clean and just use some methylated spirit just to clean out the grain. This dries very, very quickly.
JP says you're an amateur using boiling water. Use a hammer. I say it more than once, JP. And Glenn's just used a big word I don't know. I'm omnipresent.
He's omnipresent. That means he's everywhere at once.
I wasn't taught that at school. Mind you, I wasn't taught a lot at school. Or I was and I didn't listen.
Right. Again, I'm going to use acrylic sand and sealer. Now, the reason I'm using sand and sealer, and I'm going to paint this, is the sand and sealer acts like a primer for the paint to go onto. And again, it doesn't really matter which one you use. It can be acrylic, it can be cellulose, whichever.
So when it's going underneath paint, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. When it's going underneath paint, it doesn't matter.
So when you're going on top, it's spirit stains, use acrylic.
Right. If you use wood stains, right. If you're using wood stains go directly onto the wood. You don't put sand and sealer on first. The only time you might want to put sand and sealer on is if you don't want the stain to penetrate the wood very much. But if you're using spirit-based stains, you need to use acrylic-based sand and sealer, because if you use cellulose sand and sealer over spirit-based stains, the colours will run.
Okay. And Mark, the gentleman wood turner, has just joined us.
Hi, Mark. The other side of that is if you use water-based stains, use a cellulose sand and sealer, because an acrylic sand and sealer will make the water-based stains run.
And Twisted Trees has just joined us and give you a super chat, Wayne.
Oh, thank you, Twisted Trees. Nice to see you in.
Good afternoon. Super skull.
No, it's just GP.
Ain't that like what all the street drinkers drink? That or special brew?
Right, that's that done. Okay, now I'll bring my palette up. I think I'll just leave that on the chuck and just take the chuck off.
How you feeling today, Mark? A bit better than yesterday? And Joy. Right. Morning, Joy. Morning, Joy's mum. Let me get my caffeine fix before you say anything.
Overhead. There we go. I think everybody can see that. In fact, what I should have done, right? What I'll do, sorry, I'll put this on the palette when I'm doing the actual colouring. For putting the black on, I'm just going to leave it on the chuck. That way I can get it dried easily.
And Henry Morgan has joined us from Michigan.
Hey Henry, nice to see you in. So I'm using, oh, wrong one. Chestnut ebonizing lacquer. I'll just leave that over. All I'm doing is spraying black lacquer on, so. Now again, if you get any overspray on this, it doesn't really matter because the outside has been waxed and the paint will clear off fairly easy. What's JP said now?
No, it's not JP, it's Glyn back to JP. It's like having another wife listening to you, JP. Mark, finishing your bowl off. Mark, don't rush, mate. There's no rush. Do it in your own time as you feel up to it. All right.
Right. I'm going to get set up to use my hot air gun. Just get my hot air gun. Again, if you are going to use a hot air gun, make sure you switch it on before you aim it at your piece of work. Otherwise, you'll get dust all over the paint.
And Paul's saying he's found a little difference in using ebonizing lacquer compared to black paint other than the price.
Yeah, same here, Paul. Yeah, I mean, I've got loads of black paint, but I've also got ebonizing lacquer, so I'm using that at the moment. Right. I'm going to have the lathe running at, it's running at around about 150 there, and I'm going to switch the hot air gun on. I've got the hot air gun. I don't know if you'll be able to. No, you'll be able to see it. I've got the hot air gun just mounted in a piece of plywood. The plywood is held down by the tool rest, and it's pointing at the piece. And I've already noticed that I've just picked up some flaming dust.
I was just going to say you've got a bit going down there. Midnight Joker, I used shoe polish once in a pinch, and it worked out well.
Right, Glyn's away.
Glyn's off. He's got to go and yeah. See you later, Glyn. Joyce says you're making her seasick. Keep moving the camera.
Sorry, Joey. Right, that's it. Touch dry, so that part of that's done.
Going back to the paint and the ebonizing lacquer, the Simmons stuff that Dale uses, that's a lot cheaper and gives just as good a finish, and does still allow the grain to come through.
Right. Here we go. Let the fun begin. How are we doing on time? Not that bad. If I don't get this finished today, obviously I will get it finished if anybody is wanting to bid on it.
I think the words of today should be right, Wayne.
Okay.
Because I've lost count how many times you've said it now.
Right then.
Oh, I'm just going to mute you a minute, Wayne. I've got a knock at the door.
Yeah, no problem. So today I am using violet, gold, and turquoise iridescent paints. Whenever I'm doing stuff with Jo Sonja iridescence, I just tend to stick to either 2 or 3 different colours. These are plastic shot glasses. These ones I got from Tesco's for mixing. Now, the thing about Jo Sonja's is, one thing about Jo Sonja's is, you don't need a lot. You need very, very little.
Mike was saying he thought the new Simon Hope carving stand was coming out then.
No.
Right.
Don't need it for this. Now, I've probably put that in the wrong one. I have. I've put the gold into the green pot. Doesn't matter. Right. As you will see, now, you see the colour of that? It's cream, okay? It doesn't look like gold. So I'm going to put the gold paint behind that one and see if I can get one of these, at least one of these other ones right.
Are they like little shot pots?
Yeah. Plastic shot glasses from Tesco's.
And what do you do? Throw it away or wash it out?
Wash it out, because it's only water-based paint. Okay, that's the purple. And as you can see with the purple, the colour of that is cream as well. And this is a big problem when you're using Jo Sonja paints. Because if you don't remember which one's which, you can start putting, I'm going to change that turquoise. That one hasn't been opened yet, so I don't want to open it. So I'll just use the green, which has been opened.
Hobbies Turner saying I shouldn't say the word, you'll only use it more now. JP, doesn't Kiwi boot polish have Canubra wax in it? Don't know, I've never looked at the ingredients.
I have to pass on that one.
My boots very rarely see polish, only when they're like really dirty or I'm going somewhere. Then I'll polish them. Joy, not long saw a video where a guy showed how to make Ebenezer and how it works. So is that
now
with
you're talking about something different there. If you're talking about an actual Ebenezer, you're talking about something different there. This is an Ebenizing lacquer. Basically, it's a lacquer with black paint in it. That's what this is. An Ebenezer is used on woods that have got a high tannin count, with the likes of oak. And it's basically a mixture of vinegar, wire wool, anything like this. Leave it for a while, and then you can paint it on and the wood will go black. What I'm using now is a flow improver. Now, I use, the mixture I use is around about 80% paint to around about 20% flow improver. You don't need a lot of the flow improver. I've found if you use a lot of the flow improver, you start get the paint gets too thin and it starts forming cells. They'll look really nice, but sometimes it's not the desired effect.
So, Rob is question. I am using beech for a gavel head, sweet chestnut for the handle, and Utile for the block. Do you think I should finish naturally or use chestnut black lacquer?
Finish them all naturally.
Yeah.
That's my personal preference.
Yeah, I'd finish naturally, especially if it's going to be used. You know, if you're going to bang it, then
right. What for mixing the paint? Barbecue skewers. So you give the paints a mix up, flow improver and the paint, and then what you do for this particular effect is just dot and dab. And as you will see, I don't know if it's actually shown it there. I wonder if I can get a close-up. I do have a close-up camera for the overhead. Let's see if I can get a close up. Oh, that's right. All the cameras are going to stop bloody working now. There we are. That's a bit closer.
YouTube decided it didn't like Mark's comment.
All right.
Keep it natural if you're going to bang it.
God.
That's
Yeah,
what she said.
YouTube have got some strange ideas. They really have. So yes, the paint doesn't actually start showing its colour until you've got it on a dark background, which is why whenever I'm doing Joe Sonia's paints, I always have a black background to put them on. And I would say that this is very similar to if you were using chestnut iridescence. They tend to show up a hell of a lot better on a black background as well.
How much is the sample pack of them, Wayne? Do you know?
Around about 30 quid, I believe.
Let me see if I can find a link and then I'll pop it in the chat.
If you look at Joe Sonia UK.
Okay, Joe Sonia UK. This could be fatal. I could end up buying some. Someone in the chat said they watch you do it and then...
Right. So what I've got now, I've got one of my airbrushes with no paint pot on. It has been cleaned out. So you'll probably hear the small compressor in the background. And all we're going to do is blow the spots of paint around and then see what sort of effect we get. And if I haven't got enough paint on different places, I'll basically add some more. Just see how it goes. But as you can see, even the small dots of paint, they actually spread over a hell of a distance. It doesn't matter if the paint's mixed together, it just all adds to the effect.
Oh, I like that. So there is the link, guys. That is the Joe Sonia sample pack with the larger bottle of Flow Medium. They do one with a smaller bottle. So it's 35 quid.
And if you want to, if there's any way of making a comment on the web page, it would be appreciated if you put in that you saw me doing it and you got the idea. There was Lynn from Joe Sonia's was at the Harrogate show last year. I had quite a long chat with her. She basically sold out of iridescent paints at the Harrogate show because of everybody who had been watching my YouTube channel and had started using the Joe Sonia iridescent paint. So I got some freebies out of that, which was much appreciated.
There isn't anywhere to leave a comment, Wayne.
All right, not to worry, not to worry.
However, watching you doing it has just cost me 35 quid.
Oh well.
Hey. Oh, actually, if I pay through PayPal, and you can leave a comment in there.
What you want to try and do is get rid of all of the white areas in this, because when the paint dries, that'll probably still stay white when it dries. It's only when you get it splattered out. Right. I think that'll do for that. So what I'll do, I'll see if I can. Oh, too much glare. I think you can see the effect there of what it's like. So I'll pop this, move these out of the way. I'll get them washed out later. Put these away back up on the shelf. And the barbecue sticks can just be washed off as well, seeing as how it's water-based paints.
Cool.
Right, so I'll just turn the lid back on. I'll just get it dried off quickly so it's touch dry. Mark saying, if you haven't got a spray pen, would a drinking straw work? Yes, Mark, it would. It works just as well. It might take a bit longer, but it works just as well. Yeah, I think Paul has just answered JP there. JP was asking, does it need to be a dark colour? Yeah, it does really need to be a dark colour, JP. Still got some wet spots there. But it doesn't necessarily have to be black. It just needs to be dark.
Do you get any centrifugal effect when you're turning it like that on the lathe to dry it, or?
No, because it's turning very slowly. Ideally, what I should have done was had it on the other belt. The other belt would have taken the speed down to 50. And it's really wet bits here.
Oh, YouTube's having a funny today.
All right.
So Mike, sorry, not Mike, Wayne Bigfoot, or suck it instead of blow, Mark.
No, Joy, a hairdryer won't work. All the hairdryer will do is actually dry the paint the same as a hot air gun. It won't actually spread the paint about. It's not the air coming out of a hairdryer or a hot air gun. It's not a focused spray of air. You know, it's more widely spread, so it'll basically just dry the paint. Also, it's hot air that's coming out of there as well. If you've got an ordinary compressor, you can use the air gun on an ordinary compressor. But if you've got the ability on your compressor to turn the pressure down, turn it down to about 30 before you start doing this.
Hobby Turner. I saw someone the other day that used centrifugal force to actually make the design. Yep, I've done it several times.
Yeah, I've done it loads of times. Lots of people have done that. Stuart Farini's going to be doing it again on Sunday on his live at 5 o'clock. Now what I'm going to do is just put a coat of lacquer over this. I'll get that dried.
Andy's saying, can you use a can of spray dust, or is that too fierce?
I'm not too sure, Andy, to tell you the truth. That's something I've never used.
What about like one of the old-fashioned bicycle pumps with the adapter on the end that blows out? Would that be too fierce?
Yeah, but the thing is, you're going to have to... it's going to be spurts of air, isn't it? It's not going to be a continuous...
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike said refillable aerosol cans you can pump up with a bike pump.
Debbie's saying if a compressor hasn't got a pressure adjuster, then kink the pipe.
Yes, See, with these paints, you don't just have to... I've used this today. It's still a bit tacky. You can use bubble wrap. You can use plastic bags. You can use vinyl gloves. You can use blooms. You can use fingerprints. All give different effects when you're using these types of paints. Now, the good thing with the Joe Sonia iridescence is that it's classed as an interference paint. That's why you get all the shadowing effect on the paints. Other iridescence can be used. Chestnut do some good iridescence, but you don't tend to get the same type of effect.
Twisted Trees is just saying that I've also placed an order for the sample pack, and then I used the website contact link to tell them it was Wayne's fault.
Thank you, Twisted. Very nice of you.
I did it in the special comments for delivery. And Paul's saying if you do pen turning, keep all the little bags. They work great for paint. Did that on my butterfly video. I don't think I subscribed to Paul. Let me go and have a look.
Paul's not far from me. He's only about 40 miles from me. He's just over the border in England, in Brampton. Just north of Carlisle.
Just over that wall?
Yep. Oh, Cuz is in the house. Afternoon, Cuz.
Hey, Cuz.
Right, I should be able to turn this now.
There we go. Just subscribe to Paul. I'll have a look at his butterfly video later.
Right, I've got a bit of overspray.
And Dave the Wood Barber. Hi, Dave. Long time no see. Hope you're okay, mate.
I've got a wee bit of overspray just on the edge here, but I'll just get rid of that. Turn the speed up.
I found Dave's barber pole keyring that he gave me at Makers last year the other day.
Oh, very good.
So that's going to go in the Makers Make cabinet.
Right. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the edge off here, just to give a bit of an edge. Yep, grand. And then the bowl is going to be starting about here.
So as Wayne said at the beginning of the video, this piece is going to be auctioned off, and all the money is going to be going to my colleague's family that passed away. So if you want to place a bid,
Yeah, it's getting auctioned off now.
Yeah, if you start your comment with bid and then the amount. So there we go. I'll start it with a bid of £20. See you later, cuz. Dan Chapman, £30.
Cheers, Dan.
Right, I'm going to find myself a pen and a bit of paper because I'm going to lose track of this. Twisted Trees, 35. Dan at 40. Thank you very much, guys.
Excuse me, just need a drink.
That's looking really cool, Wayne. Martin, hi all late, but I'll catch the replay.
Hey, Martin.
Mike's got to go, stuff to do, working tomorrow. Martin, if you're seeing in the chat all these bids, this piece that Wayne is turning now is being auctioned off live now. So if you want to place a bid, see you later, Joy.
Right, get that sanded up now. Now I've got a coat of lacquer on the outside. What I will do with the painted part, I'm going to leave that for 24 hours at least, just to get that one coat of lacquer to dry. Then I'll pop it back on the lathe and finish it off with some wax. It's only having the one coat of lacquer on.
There we go. So Dan's the highest bidder at £40 at the moment. did you say that's one of your cosmic bowls, Wayne?
Yeah, well, it's a copy.
A copy.
Yeah, Gary Lowe, the Highland wood turner, he was the first one to do this.
Okay.
Tim Yoder sort of did one as well on YouTube, and obviously mentioned Gary, but it was Gary who did the first one of these. He used chestnut iridescence.
Yeah.
Oh, deal see you. Hang on. Get deal in.
Hiya, Dale.
Hello, lovely boys and girls, and anyone else I
Hello,
missed.
mate.
I just tried my triple XL pink baby grow. I don't bother coming to camera.
Right now, what I'm using now, I'm using a wipe-on cellulose sand and sealer. The reason I'm using the wipe-on is I want to have control when I'm putting it on, both on the outside and the inside, so I don't get, well, hopefully not very much or none actually on the painted section.
Wayne,
Yeah.
are you willing to ship that bowl to the States if anyone from the States wants to bid?
Right. The only problem I would have with that is that it would cost an absolute fortune. Plus, you've got the cost of customs and taxes and things like this. I've shipped stuff to the States before, and it really did cost just about an arm and a leg. So I'm afraid the answer to that would have to be no. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair enough. It's Turan.
I need to go back and watch all of this.
So the
I
bids
watched
are
Tim
up.
Yoder do it.
The bids are up to 46 at the minute, Dale.
Oh, 47 then.
You need to put bid and then your price on the.
Okay, let's do that. There we go.
You didn't get last night's.
I didn't. I know.
No.
But if it helped, raise
But
it. If it
Claire
helped.
did. Yeah. No, it's brilliant. I will be upsetting my lady at the post office sending parcels again later. Oh, Fred's come in at 50.
Oh, Fred. Is it too rich for my blood? I'll think about that.
Is it too rich for his blood? This is from the man who's just bought a bloody pink onesie.
I think onesie was only 20 quid.
Yeah, but you still bought one though.
There's a whole bunch of these to bid on, kind of thing. You know, there's a limited budget, kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Is it
There we
only
go.
pink they do, Dale?
Oh mate, this is a full George Dawes impression I'm going for.
I was just thinking we could all get a different colour one.
No,
Oh, you
well,
can do
you
For makers.
you can't include me in this.
You're
speak
doing your dress for makers, aren't you, Wayne?
What dress?
I thought Nick said you were wearing a dress with him.
No, Martin, not to look like Mr. Blobby, to look like George Dawes from Shooting Stars. That's where it's at.
I think I just said that, so Nick will turn up in the dress by himself.
That would be funny. Oh.
Which Jib Jab video have we got to reenact?
I don't know, I need to have a look. I did one the other night, but Jib Jab's playing up funny on my phone at the moment. Be like the Teletubbies, wouldn't he?
Totally would. In which case, I saw Bags being Tinky Winky.
I'll be Dipsy.
I want a handbag.
Can I be Poe then? I'll have Poe Pooter.
Little red
Poe
one.
Pooter. Poe Pooter.
Right, let's change camera.
Where are we up to? £51 and a penny to Mr. Dale.
There we go.
Very
And there
nice.
she goes. There she is.
Lovely.
So we are looking at. Let's have a look.
That Gary Bull? Gary Cosmic Bull?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That looks really good.
That's 11.5 inches diameter by about 2 inches thick, using the purple, the green, and the gold Joe Sonia iridescent paints.
Cool.
Very, very, very nice.
So,
Some really, really nice comments coming in. Stunning Wayne to Steve. Absolutely amazing Wayne. Debbie. Beautiful from Sharon.
Claire's showering you with love eyes. Hoping
Thank you,
that's for the
Claire.
ball. Hoping that's for the ball. Bobby says it's a hair scrunchie.
Where's
First class. A stunning bowl.
Blair says it's majestic.
Thank you. Over the next few weeks, now I'm not going to be doing Joe Sonia's every live I do, because I think people will get hacked off. But every once in a while, I will come back and do the Joe Sonia's and show the different techniques that I use for using Joe Sonia's. Monday, I am going to be doing the coffee scoop that I was meant to be doing today, which didn't get done today because I didn't get this done on Wednesday night. I think that's right. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be doing a coffee scoop on Monday. Next Wednesday on the longer show, because it's the Wednesday evening, I'll what am I going to be doing? Well, I'll have to think about that. I'll tell you on Monday. Right, thank you, Robert. That's a hell of a long word, that is. I'll just call you Peace. Thank you. No, Adrian, no. I'm just showing you the technique. What I would recommend, whenever you're doing something like this, right, rather than waste a bowl blank, get a piece of wood, spray some black paint on, put some Joe Sonia iridescence on, and mess about. Just have a play, okay? Even if it's just a piece of plywood or a piece of MDF, something like that. Have a play with it, have a mess about with it, try different things until you come up with something you like, then put it onto a bowl blank or onto a vase or something like that. Don't go wasting paints, or don't go putting paints onto a bowl blank and then at the end you say, oh, that's absolutely bloody rotten. I'll either chuck that blank or turn that off. Have a bit play first. That's the best thing to do. Have a practice. The water drop bowl. I said to Stace when I showed her how to do the water drop bowl step by step, I tried the water drop bowl. I tried it 10 or 12 times on scrap pieces of wood before I was ready to try it on a bowl. It's no good putting something onto a bowl the first time and expecting good results, because it's probably not going to happen. Okay. Right, guys, did we get a final result?
Yes. Dale,
I bought it off you.
£51 and a penny.
I've already done the donation, guys.
Thank you very much.
I've probably got your address somewhere, Dale, but if you... Oh, hang on. Daniel's just bid 52.
I've already done your donation at 5101.
You've already done.
I won.
Oh. Dan,
another time.
Coming tomorrow, we're going to do the Nicola Bowl on my lunchtime live.
No, I'll tell you what, Daniel, while you're still there, if you want to keep that bid, how do you fancy your water drop bowl? For that £52 bid, how do you fancy your water drop bowl?
I tell you what, for 52, you send them the one you just did, and send me a water drop bowl.
Okay, right.
Done.
Right. Right. This is going to be the final thing, right?
Right.
Daniel, you have got the Cosmic Clouds Bowl, the one I've just done. And Dale, I'll finish off this.
Go beans.
I'll finish off the water drop bowl for you. So,
Outstanding, sir.
Daniel Chapman, thank you very much. You have won the Cosmic Clouds Bowl. If you could, I'm sure Scott put the link on for where the donations go.
Yeah.
But Daniel, if you can message me on either Facebook or Instagram. Oh, by the way, on Instagram, I am Wayne the Wood Turner 2. Don't try and get in touch with me on Wayne the Wood Turner. That page got hacked, so it's no longer mine. So it's Wayne the Wood Turner 2. If you're doing it on Instagram.
I'll put the links back in.
Up and then again.
Yeah, if you just message me either on Facebook or Insta with your address, and the same for you, Dale. I know I've got yours somewhere.
You've got mine somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's probably last year in the messages. And
God, you sent Sinyi a crochet hook the other week.
I did. I sent Sinyi the crochet hook, didn't I? That was just the other.
Even so, I'll send you anyway.
Right.
Wayne, can I just say thank you to Dan for his bid, thank you to Dale for his bid, and to you, mate. Thank you very much.
Oh, no
Yes,
problem.
sir.
No problem.
You didn't have to do 2 bowls. It's really appreciated. Really, really is.
No
said,
problem.
I'm blown away by the support from everyone in the makers community for this.
I couldn't bid on them. I'm a pensioner. I'm skint.
I just don't touch the
for you a bit more.
Yeah. Right. This bloody lockdown's killing me, I tell you. Oh, I've got no spending money at all because of this bloody lockdown.
Wayne, I'll make you a bowl and send you a bowl.
Oh, Scott, no, please.
No.
Jim bloody mental if we have another bowl in the house. The spare rooms are...
Where will we keep that bowl? I want you to put it over there behind that bowl. No, not that bowl. The bowl behind that bowl that's behind that bowl. That's the bowl I want you to put it behind.
I'll tell you what then, Wayne. I'll do you one of my veterans pens.
I did get a new dust collector.
Yeah?
Yeah, here it is.
What's his name?
There it is.
JP saying everyone make and send Wayne a bowl.
Oh, JP, you're all hard. I'm not bothered what anybody else says about you.
I will send you a pen, Wayne.
Oh, cheers, mate. Right, guys, that's it. I am going to do the proverbial hit the bloody button.
Hit the bloody button, man.
I must get
Daniel remembers to send me your address, and I'll get this. I'll get that bowl posted off on Monday. Dale will probably have to wait a little bit longer.
Oh, there's no rush, mate. There's no rush. Wait for the lockdown to finish. I'll come and get it.
Right, no problem then. That's grand.
Daniel, if you haven't done the bit on Just Giving yet, if you can just put in the comments that it's for Wayne's bowl. I want everyone at work to be able to see what the maker community are doing to help us.
Cool.
So the bosses that are looking after the page can see then.
Oh, it's Paul saying he's warning everybody and saying, he has got a wood burner in the cave. Yeah.
Not only do I know that, Paul, I've stood in front of it and got heat in the dead of winter.
Right, guys, I'm going to hit the bloody button.
Cool.
Bye for now. I'll see you back here on Monday lunchtime. Cheers, guys.
See you later.
Bye.